I was just watching the sun coming out of the ocean. New Year's Day. I don't usually think so much about it, but maybe something to do with my age. Appreciation. Beautiful sun, clear sky, reflection on the water, and I'm alive. I found a few interesting quotes that I want to share. This is by Dogen, and I have been talking about listen to your heart and use your mind or brain only with your mission. And the Dalai Lama's quote or forward for my book was pointing the importance of listening to your heart, but use your brain, but at the same time listen to your heart. It's not that easy, but that's the intention of it. Only with that idea, like your mission, if you want to live your life the way I think it makes lots of sense. Anyway, here is the Dogen's famous quote. I may do two, depending upon how much time I use. But that quote that I'm going to share corresponds to this. Listening to your heart, but at the same time use your brain. Kind of notion. So this is from Shobogenzo, the famous book, one of the most difficult ones to crack into. But I love this. Actually, the title is Life, Death, Life and Death. He says, when you throw your mind and body into the house of Buddha, like put it into your heart, and let the work done by the Buddha from the point of view of the heart or the law of nature, and then you live accordingly, then without any effort of your own or effort through using your brain, you live life and death and become Buddha. Why would anyone to just stay in the mind? So the last part is, don't have the confined mind to take over. And the beginning part, let your mind and body thrown into the house of Buddha, is to listen to your heart, connect to the heart. And the expression here of throw into the Buddha's house is interesting because that's the same notion that the Shin Buddhism talks about, which is your belief in Amida Buddha means you throw yourself for the vow of Amida Buddha. So that's it, nothing left. I talked about Genza, Myokoni, and Saichi, and others. So I feel Shin Buddhism is more compassion-oriented that the Amida Buddha would help. And the Zen is more intellect. So like Dogen, throw your mind and body, he says. And he clarifies the steps that without your effort, so no mind and no self, you become Buddha, meaning enlightened, have peace. So that's one. I hope it made sense, but making sense is not the whole of it. The point is acting on it. And for that, I'm going to put another quote. Let me find this. So this is the other quote from Dogen. I was talking about listening to your heart and use your brain. at the same time and live with the mission. And this represents the same notion that similar to the quote I made previously. So he says this in, again, Shobogenzo. To learn Buddha's way is to learn who you are. To learn who you are is to forget who you are. To forget yourself is to let the law of nature to manifest, to make everything clear. To make everything clear in yourself is to have your mind and body live in a liberated sense. So, well, maybe if you sit and think about it and then get the point, the idea hopefully is that the previous quote and this one is pointing the same. And what's interesting is down afterward of that Shobogenzo, he was talking about, given that state of awakening, you may still have a moment where it's like weeds grow and the leaves in the autumn may fall or flowers may fall. In other words, pointing that you may still have this thought shaking because you're using your brain and feel sad about the falling of the leaves or the weeds growing, so that it's like a delusion popping up. I posted a video about my delusional thought and how I processed in the other video. Last night I was up like 2 o'clock and I remembered the incident 2 days ago. That's a small thing, but it bothered me. And what's interesting is I was bothered that it bothered me. So it's like this case, the weeds may grow, so you may have to go back to forget yourself, throw yourself into the house of Buddha or Amida Buddha by meditation or samadhi, and similar to Namu Amida Butsu, which is to pray sort of Amida Buddha to take over and you be gone. No mind, no self, samadhi. So simple, and so simple we may understand in our brain or the mind, but it's still like the weeds growing up. We need to keep working on it. Not with your working on it, because you throw yourself into the state of samadhi. So, hope I made the message clear or clearer. And let's work on it. The sun may be shining and the water may be beautiful. Storm may come, flower may fall, and the weeds may grow. And I have in the backyard lots of weed to take care of. On top of that, I may have the weeds growing up. like a weeds of delusion. But notice it. Throw yourself into the house of Buddha or into the heart. Listen to your heart. Connect. And if you don't know what I mean by the heart or the laws of nature, that may be the starting point. And if you know it, then it's the point of exercising it. And when you exercise it, you may still have the weeds growing up. We are the human. we can keep working on those without working on ourselves. Paradoxical, but I think it's worthwhile to put your energy, spirit, to live your life, to practice that, to go over the hurdles and be Buddha or enlightened being and have fun. Enjoy your life, appreciate your life. I hope that corresponds to the message of the new year, 2025. I'm 76 years old, going to 77 in 4 months.